What's up, YouTube? It's Big Fish here with another reaction video. We're back with our favorite ladies at The View. Before we start the video, I got three things to say. Supposedly Elon and Doge want to give us $5,000 from all the fraud they found in Social Security. I think we should give that to the vets and the homeless. Honestly, we don't need that money. We can help out our people, unlike California when they got that $100 billion and did not help any of the homeless. Second, we got vampires out here. 300 to 200 years old to 150. I didn't know they were real. Somebody should have told me. And then third, they blamed the plane crash that happened in Canada on Trump. Really? Trump caused that? Although no one was killed, there were a couple people that were hurt. They still tried to blame that on Trump. This is crazy. Let's get into the video. Trump and must defend Doge cuts. Of course.
So last night, Sean Hannity aired his sit-down with the world's most powerful man. And the president was there, too. In a co-interview, Elon Musk and Trump talked about their relationship and tried to squash any rumors that there's trouble in paradise.
Watch. None.
I love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man. And
actually, what did Elon say? He said he loves Trump as one man can love another one. Yeah. Ain't no problems in paradise.
He's,
That's the way he said that. It's something I said.
It really is.
Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely.
He's your tech support.
No, he is. But he's much more than that.
Yeah. I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader. I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over.
It's kind of hard.
I just couldn't do it.
It's kind of hard.
Oh, they should have aired this on Valentine's Day. But wait, there's more. A man from Trump's past is not going quietly. His former White House chief strategist, Steve Bannon, remember him? He's lashing out in a new interview saying, quote, Musk is a parasitic illegal immigrant. He wants to impose his freak experiments and play act as God without any respect for the country's history, values.
Freak experiments and play God. So him finding fraud is an experiment. And him calling out the fraud is him playing God. You can't make this stuff up. They're crazy. They're deranged.
Or traditions. That's from Bannon. So will Bannon break up the happy couple, and who's going to get the rose? Tune into The Bachelor DC edition.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny, Joey.
I hate to say it, but I agree with Steve Bannon on this one, purely because, they're cutting all these programs. They're saying they're going to cut the fat, and they have numbers. Before they ever went in, they said, we want to get $1 trillion out. That's a businessman's approach to a government. This is
why we voted for, I'm about to say hire Trump, but this is why we voted for Trump. He's a businessman. He's failed a lot, but he's still successful. And he's president twice. And honestly, all the people that I see on the internet complaining from the federal layoffs are women. Ladies, go down to the comment section if you need a boyfriend. I know some of y'all gonna be out here struggling. So go ahead, hit the line, okay? Don't be playing.
Is the public sector, not the private sector. You don't come in with numbers, and you come in, you learn, you become an expert at what everyone's doing, what their role is, who's essential. And then you say it's realistic to have this goal, and then you cut the fat. The thing that Trump's not doing, though, is he wants to keep some of the tax cuts he had originally said. And what Bannon stands for, which breaks with Elon Musk, is don't tax overtime, don't tax Social Security, don't tax... Give the money to the people that need it the most.
Who, Bannon says that?
You know that Trump actually just released something out on X that he wants to do his no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no taxes on a whole bunch of things. I forgot the 10 things were, but there was 2 of them that I saw on there and remembered. And I'm like, did they see that or not? Did they see that? Oh yeah, no tax on Social Security is one of them as well. But did they see that or not? I don't know what's going on.
Bannon's
wow, that sounds like a lefty.
Why do you think I said I agree with Steve Bannon? That rarely happens. But on this, I do agree with them. Trump ran on helping the people that voted him in. And what he's doing is he's in there now, and he's breaking in the corporate greed area, which is I'm going to give tax breaks to people that can afford it more than anyone else. Steve Bannon says it is going to hurt for all of us. We all got into this together. You need to give the brakes to the lower and the middle class. Stop slashing and helping the
He's
top. They
trying
don't need
to.
more.
Sounds like Bernie Sanders also.
I know.
Oh my gosh, no way they said Bernie Sanders. This is the same Bernie Sanders that said we need to tax more the millionaires and the billionaires, and he became a millionaire and he said, nah, we just got to tax the billionaires. That Bernie? This is why Bernie ain't never getting in office. Ever. I'm happy they pushed him out. I'm happy they pushed him out. They said, Hillary, get his old ass out of there. Then they say, Joe, take his spot too. That's what you get, Bernie.
This is when I Bernie out.
The problem that I have with this is that Elon Musk is an unelected official.
Right.
He is unelected. We did not vote for him. And he's
Yes, you
created,
did.
Elon
Yes, we
Musk,
did.
along with the president, a government agency with no congressional oversight. Under our Constitution, that is illegal. It is just illegal, right? And so, and if you don't want to listen to me, then listen to Scalia, who is a darling of the right. In 1976, Scalia said that you cannot create this kind of agency without.
Guess who created the agency at first? Barack Obama. He wanted to do the same thing that Trump was doing, but guess what? Somebody got in his ear and told him, chill, Obama, before we smack your black ass, okay? And he didn't do nothing with those. Trump comes, reforms it, put Elon ahead of charge, and look what we found. And look what we've already found. Billions and billions of dollars being wasted on different countries. Please stop. Please stop.
By executive order, which is exactly what Trump did. And you can't create a government agency without, you can't have a presidential appointee head of a government agency without an officer confirmed by the Senate,
But who's gonna
by the
stop
Congress, or supervised
No one,
by
Joy.
someone who was confirmed by Congress. So take a look at this clip, because there's a congressperson from New York that gets it.
What kind of background checks or transparency into the background of Mr. Musk or the people that are working for him has been done? Mr. Sepp, do you know how these people were vetted?
No.
Mr. Ladwa, do you know how they were vetted?
No.
Ms. Kochulacek, do you know how they were vetted?
We have not looked at these specific individuals.
Ms. Olson, do you know how they were vetted?
No.
Mr. Dubois, what's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
You don't know.
I think
Okay,
he's
Mr. Sepp,
looking
do you
at.
know what he's doing?
No.
Ms. Olson,
No.
does anybody here know what they're doing? There's a pesky thing called the United States Constitution, and it has the responsibilities of the United States Congress in the oversight and power of the purse.
And guess what? We got the executive power, and he's a big man up top, and he gets to make decisions. And if y'all want to, y'all can take it to the Supreme Court. Look at her face. Look at her. Man, look at that big mad face. Oh my goodness.
Republican?
He's Swazi, a Democrat from New York.
Another Democrat
Gets
fighting
this
for their
pesky
lives.
thing called the
Drowning.
Constitution that doesn't allow this. And so there are two lawsuits right now that are going to wind themselves up probably to the Supreme Court. And I think that the Supreme
And
Court
nothing's
is
gonna
going to
happen.
side with Scalia, their God, and say, you know what, Musk,
We'll
get out.
see.
You can't
We'll
do
see
it.
about that.
Well,
What
we're
about-
going to hear later in the show from someone who sits on the committee that oversees DOJ, because there is still oversight within Congress, but there's a lot of unelected, sort of unappointed people obviously running the agency.
Heading it.
What's fascinating to me is I think that there's sort of this narrative that Elon Musk is the shadow president and Donald Trump is kind of taking a backseat. Actually, knowing Donald Trump, see it very differently. I think he loves that the wealthiest man on the planet is essentially an unpaid staffer for him. But where I think that this relationship could end up breaking down the road is that Donald Trump was elected on some very clear things. Bring down the cost of living, bring down the cost.
I'm going to go ahead and name off. Like she said, bring down the cost of living, which includes groceries. We wanted him to drain the swamp, which Elon's doing perfectly. We want him to stop wars, which he's doing perfectly. We also wanted him to keep transgenders out of women's sports, out of women's bathrooms, and not doing any puberty blockers on our children. Listen, why y'all so big mad for? This is what we voted for. But honestly, y'all can be big mad because y'all feeding me and I'm eating. I'm eating out here.
cost of groceries, secure the border. It was not gutting entire federal agencies, maybe making
Yes,
it harder
it
to get your
was.
VA benefits, maybe making it harder to get your
Right.
Social Security checks. And that, when that starts becoming more and more
got vampires
unpopular,
out here. What are we
Elon Musk
talking
has a
about?
much lower approval rating actually than Donald Trump does with the American public.
It was a 73%.
He's going to scapegoat him, and he will kind of have the right to do that. So I think that there's this period that we're going to see in the next couple of months in this country where the effects of these broad-based slashing of the federal government, we actually feel it. Because I think government's too big. I think we can shrink it. I think we can cut waste. But there are roles for government. There are things that are supposed to be there.
You can't tell me Alyssa is not a Republican. She says she didn't vote for Trump. I don't know. She lying or something. Joe voted for him. Joe's wife voted for him. Was her Jill? Joe and Jill. Just like some Jack and Jill.
But
Come
we
on.
don't know what is getting cut and why. Just once again, I feel like every day there's a new stat of something Doge puts out that's just not true. They claimed that they ended a contract that was $8 billion to the Department of Homeland Security from the Department of Homeland Security. Turns out it was $8 million. That's a lot of zeros of a difference, and that kind of thing matters. So there's a lack of specificity, a lack of details, and they owe it to the public because it is going to drag down.
A lack of detail. Oh my gosh, where was Biden and Kalamalama the whole time they were in office? How many interviews they did? Joe was over there just mumbling, rumbling, tumbling. Boy, he can move to Dublin. Like, I don't, boy, whew.
On Donald Trump, if suddenly
you playing
basic goods
tonight. You're playing with my heart
Well,
tonight.
and only
And they'll
private
turn.
business
They'll
and
turn.
corporations cut numbers and bottom lines with no idea or care for the people involved. Government is a different place. It's the public
And
sector.
this is what this country wanted. They want.
Boom. Boom. She said it perfectly. This is what this country wanted. And no, Joe didn't care about the people that he was cutting off those pipelines. They weren't getting interviews, how they felt. Oh, but all of a sudden, because it's federal employees, now they get all kind of interviews. They get to say, oh my gosh, we're losing our jobs, my way of living. Most of y'all at home working. And y'all should have took the package that he dealt out. Thinking that y'all not going to get fired. 75,000 y'all took it. Another 30,000 should have took it then. It would have been 105,000 of y'all. Oh, well. Oh, well, like I said, ladies, if y'all got cut from the federal government, go down to the comment section. I know you might need a boyfriend. All right. I love these ladies. They're great views. The View. Great view. But we're out. Go down to the comment section. Tell me how you felt about the video. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Thank you. Peace.